Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another pickups video. And holy crap, it has been a busy week of record shopping for me. Yeah, this past week I've been the week after 4th of July, I did day trips with my parents. We went around different cities in the state I live in, and while we were there, we checked out some local record stores around there, and I got a bunch of stuff. Some stuff I have never seen in record stores around me. They were in there, items I was looking for, and I'm very pleased with all the stuff I got. And this is going to be a three-part series because I can't show you all this in one video. It'll be like a 50-minute video. So I decided to separate them. So this is part one. I'm going to be showing the cassettes and CDs I got. Part 2 will be the vinyls I got, and part 3 will be a very interesting collectible I got at a record store. And no, it's not it's not a vinyl, it's not an album, it's not an EP, it's not a CD or a cassette. It's a memorabilia collector's thing, and I always wanted one of these, and I finally got it, and I'm gonna save it as the last part in the series because that'll be a whole video in itself. But anyways, let's get this started. I have about I have about 5 CDs here and 2 cassettes. So, without further ado, let's start with the cassettes. Alright, I'm going to start off with Yngwie Malmsteen's 1992 album, Fire and Ice. This was the last album with Goran Edman, I think that's how you pronounce his name, on lead vocals. In my opinion, I think he was the best vocalist Yngwie ever had. I know a lot of people think Joe Lynn is the best. I love Joe Lynn vocals on Odyssey, and some people say it's Mark Bowles that's the best, and I love Trilogy, but I think Goran Edman is the best Yngwie singer. He has this unique voice where he can hit the high notes, but also sound smooth in the low notes. And he did 2 albums with Yngwie. He did this, and he did Eclipse, the album that came before this. And Eclipse is my favorite Yngwie album of all time. There's just something about that album. The production on it is very good and has a great atmosphere to it. But this is the album that preceded Fire and Ice. Didn't do as well as Eclipse because at this point grunge had taken over and stuff, and lack of promotion. And this album is actually the first and only Yngwie album that was on Elektra Records, because Elektra Records signed Yngwie here, and since the album didn't do good, they dropped him right after this album. But it's a shame because this is a good album, not Yngwie's best, definitely not as good as Eclipse or Trilogy or Odyssey, but it's still decent. It's just that this album has a little bit too many songs. This album is a victim of the CD age because this album has 14 songs on it. But some of the highlights on here that I like are Dragonfly, How Many Miles to Babylon, No Mercy, Forever Is a Long Time, All I Want Is Everything, and Final Current. Final Current, that's gotta be one of the best Yngwie songs of all time, and it's an excellent way to end the album. If you guys haven't heard that song yet, check out Final Curtain from Yngwie Malmsteen, because that song is awesome. And also, one more thing about this album is Yngwie kind of got away from the whole hair metal thing. He decided to focus in 2 directions on this album. This album, he went for a little bit of the hair metal direction, like he's been doing the last 3 albums. But he also went for a symphonic metal thing, so there's a lot of symphony things. There's even a little flute solo at the beginning of How Many Miles to Babylon. But yeah, it's decent, not his best, but it's decent. So check it out if you're a diehard Yngwie fan. All right, the next cassette that we have up here is Ace Frehley's solo album, Frehley's Comet Live +1 EP. Yeah, this came out in 1987, a little while after the first Frehley's Comet album came out. Ace Frehley's first solo album since he left Kiss. Sorry, my voice isn't that good today. It's a decent EP. There's only 4 live songs on here, and there's 1 studio track, hence the title Live plus 1 studio track. And the live songs that they do on here are Rip It Out, Something Moved, Breakout, and Rocket Ride. It's a decent. It's actually really good. Actually, the live versions on here are really good, and it was recorded at the Oregon Ballroom in Chicago, September 4th, I believe, 1987. And yeah, this is a really good live EP. I wish it was a full live album, though. I wish it was. But it's still good. And the studio track on here, Words Are Not Enough, it's actually a really good, catchy tune. It sure has some pop elements to it, has some keyboards to it, but it's still good old Ace Frehley style of hard rock, and I think it would have been a hit if he released it as a single. So yeah, Frehley's Comet Live plus 1. If you guys are die-hard Ace Frehley fans, I'm sorry, Ace Frehley fans, check this out if you haven't. All right. So now that we're on the Kiss-related topic with Ace Frehley, I decided I'm going to show you a Kiss CD I got at a record store, but this is not an official release. This is actually a bootleg. And this record store I went to, I've been there twice, and the cool thing about this record store, they actually sell CD bootlegs, which is pretty neat. And I picked up this one because I've heard this one on YouTube, and it's a really good quality of it. This bootleg's called Kiss, the capital of country music welcomes Kiss. And this is Kiss live in Nashville, Tennessee, January 11th, I believe, 1984. This was during the Lick It Up tour, the first time without Lick Up. And no, it wasn't during the Animalize era because, as you can see, the company that made this, Scallywag Productions, put like Animalize pictures in here, but that's not the case here. This is the Lick It Up tour, not the Animalize tour. So there's no Bruce Kulick on this. It's Vinnie Vincent. See? But yeah, it's a really good sounding bootleg. It was actually a radio broadcast. That's why it sounds so good. And the cool thing about this one is you could tell it's purely live, like it's no studio magic or anything, because you can hear sometimes the guitars are louder than the vocals, sometimes the drums are louder than the guitars and stuff. You can hear like little mistakes that the band does here and there, and that just adds a charm. Like this is actually live and stuff. And it's actually really good. There's like no bad sound quality. The only thing I can complain is the crowd isn't that loud enough. But I have another bootleg out there, in my collection of Quiet Riot live at the King Biscuit Flower Hour in San Antonio, 1984. I have a Quiet Riot bootleg, and the crowd isn't that loud there as well. It seems like whenever they broadcasted bands back in the day, they had the microphones near the stage but not near the crowd. So after one of the songs done, the band is so loud, but when you hear the song and the crowd is like very faint. I wish they would have put some microphones near the crowd so you can get like that, really big energy. But the band still sounds good. They're on fire here. And yeah, if you love the Lick It Up era like I do, the Vinnie Vincent, Eric Carr era Kiss, this is a great bootleg, and you can check it out on YouTube. Alright. Next up is a band that I included in my last pickups video, which I got their most popular full-length album, Dirt. And a lot of people consider them grunge. I don't. They're more like Black Sabbath. They're more like the doomish, sludgy metal band, and this is their biggest EP that they ever had. If you guys know who I'm talking about, it's Allison James's Jar of Flies. This EP is really good, and actually this EP made history as well. It was the first ever EP in history to go #1 on the U.S. Billboard charts, and I believe it sold about 3 million or 4 million copies, so pretty good. And no, I'm not going to show you the inner booklet, the inner sleeve booklet, because I hate the packaging on this album. Since the thing's called Jar of Flies, all the pictures inside the booklet are just close-up pictures of flies' faces and stuff, you know, like the big eyes and stuff, and flies' larvae and stuff. It's freaking gross, and I'm not gonna show it to you guys. I know you guys probably won't mind, but I don't like it. I know you guys might be calling me a wimp or whatever, but don't, okay? We all have our little things that gross us out. Bugs gross me out. I bet you there's something that out there that you think is gross and you can't look at. Bugs are mine. You might have one. So yeah. Jar of Flies starts off great with Rotten Apple, probably my favorite track on here. Really good. I love it. I love the atmosphere of this album. This album isn't as like dark, exhausting, and heavy like the album Dirt before it. This one's more relaxed and chill out kind of stuff, but still it catches your attention. It doesn't bore you. And that's the cool thing about Allison James. They're just like Black Sabbath because they always experimented with their sound and they changed it for like every release. Because what was that album called? Facelift. Facelift had more catchy elements to it, had more of a party element to it for as far as alternative music goes. And then they released Sap, which was all acoustic stuff. Then they released Dirt, which was all heavy, drudgy stuff. And then they released this, which goes back to the acoustic stuff and actually some symphonic stuff. But yeah, I love the songs on here. Rotten Apple is awesome. I Stay Away, it has such a cool, eerie vibe. I love the harmonies in there, like Lane Staley and Jerry Cantrell singing together. Oh my god, they give me goosebumps the way they sing together. It's awesome. No Excuses is a pretty catchy song. William Wasp is a really good instrumental. Swing on This is a little bit weird, but I kind of like it. And Don't Follow is pretty decent as well. So, Jar of Flies. If you guys want to hear Allison Chains do something like, you know, not drudgy or heavy and stuff, but like a chill out vibe, this album's for you. Alright, next up we have another album that's from the mid-90s, and this is from a band that really changed their sound and got way heavier after their first album, and that's Skid Row. This is Skid Row's 1995 album, Subhuman Race. This was their last album with Sebastian Bach on vocals. The cool thing about Skid Row is they start off a hair metalish band basically a hair metal band in 1999 with their first album, self-titled. But compared to the other hair metal albums that were coming out, it was actually one of the more heavier hair metal albums. But nevertheless, it was still a hair metal album. Then their second album in 91, Slave to the Grind, they got much heavier. They went more to a gritty hard rock / metal sound, and even experimented with some thrash elements with the title track on their Slave to the Grind. And then after that, after going on a huge tour with Guns N' Roses and then doing their own headlining stuff, they decided to hold on a second. I gotta fix this booklet. Hold on a second, guys. I'm gonna put the camera down for a minute. Hold on. Alright, that's better. So, after they finished the Slave to the Grind tour, they released an EP called the B-Sides Itself EP, where they did some covers. They covered Kiss's Come On, Love Me, and Judas Priest's Delivering the Goods. It's a pretty good EP for what it is. But then they decided to take a break. After that in 93 and 94. For two reasons. One, they wanted to take a break. They wanted to, take a break and wait out the whole grunge, the whole grunge thing that was going on, which in retrospect was kind of a bad idea because that kind of ruined their popularity even more, and more people either forgot about them or didn't care. And also, personal tensions between Sebastian Bach and the other band members, and the band members really hate this album and stuff. Sebastian Bach says that he thinks it's the Saint Anger of Skid Row, and Rachel Bolan, the bassist, he thinks this album sucks. But I think the only reason why they think that is because of the bad timing they record this. They recorded this at a time when they were pissed off at each other, pissed off at their label, pissed off at the music scene, pissed off at everything. But I think this is their second best album, or it's hard to pick which one is my favorite. It's either Slave to the Grind or this. It goes back and forth. I love the first album, but it hasn't aged well as this and Slave to the Grind. So this album starts off great with My Enemy, heavy song. Fire Signs, a really catchy one. Bonehead, they're coming back with the whole thrashy thing. The Bonehead is like million miles an hour, in your face, punkish and thrash metalish. Be Yourself Blind. Holy crap, that song is brutal. The way Sebastian Bach screams on that song. Eileen is probably the best Skid Row song of all time. Very creepy. Some Allison James references here and there, like, hints here and there. Very creepy and awesome. Subhuman Race, another fast, thrashy one. Into Another, very catchy, more of a grungy kind of song, but I still love it. Breaking Down is a great little ballad. And no, it's not like the power ballads of like I Remember You or something like that. No, this one's like a really heartfelt, depressing ballad, and yeah, it's a really great album. If you guys want to hear Skid Row, and actually, hold on, before I say that, I gotta say this album actually might be even heavier than Slave to the Grind. So you people out there, who think Skid Row is just a hair metal band, check out Slave to the Grind in this. And if you people who love Slave to the Grind but didn't get this when it came out, listen to this on YouTube, because especially you thrash fans out there, if you want, there's 2 thrash songs on this album. Bonehead and the title track, Subhuman Race, very fast and very punchy. I think you guys might like it. And if you guys want to hear Skid, and if you people out there who's Skid Row, who want more from Skid Row, who you guys can't get into the hair metal thing, listen to this album, okay? Because they mix a good amount of stuff in here. They mix some Alice in Chains stuff in here. They mix some Slayer stuff in here, and they mix some Metallica stuff in here. So yeah, Subhuman Race, awesome album, and great way for a great album to end Sebastian Bach's time in Skid Row. Subhuman Race. Alright, next up we have 2 CDs that I got, but I got so much other stuff this past week I haven't been able to listen to them. So I'm sorry I can't really talk about the songs, but I can still show you the packaging and the history about it. And the first one we're gonna start off with is Speak of the Devil from OZZY. Speak of the Devil came out in 1982, but this is a 1995 remastered. Speak of the Devil was OZZY's attempt to compete with Black Sabbath, because Black Sabbath were doing Live Evil, and OZZY's management was like, hey, Black Sabbath's doing a live album, they're doing a live album, you gotta compete with them, you gotta make your own live album of Black Sabbath songs. So that's what OZZY did. Originally, this album they were gonna have Randy play on the entire thing, but that never happened because unfortunately Randy died in the plane crash, as we all know. So it was put on hold for a little bit, and then later on, they did it in '82 with Brad Gillis on lead guitar. Still the same lineup though, with Rita Sarzo, Tommy Aldridge. But they recorded at the Ritz in New York. And it was not a good show, I've read online. OZZY had cut his hair off completely, and I heard a bootleg online on YouTube from the actual show, and OZZY does not sound good at all. He does not sound good. So, in the band on here, the whole album here, the band is entirely live. The band is live on the sound, but OZZY's vocals are not live. He redid his vocals later on in the studio, because listening to that bootleg, he forgot some lines and stuff. But I really need to check out this album though, because I'm sorry, you guys might be thinking like, why would you buy this if you haven't listened to it yet? Give me some time, okay? I got a bunch of other stuff this past week. I've been listening to that stuff. I'll eventually get to this, okay? Give me a break. But yeah, Ozzy, Speak of the Devil. Give me your thoughts on this album in the comments. All right. And the last CD that we have here is another live album that I haven't been able to listen to yet because I've been busy with all the other stuff I got. And this is Metallica's Live Shit Binge and Purge. This CD here, the only way you could get this was getting the actual box set, the huge box. Metallica's Live Shit Binge and Purge from 1993, I think. And that's on my bucket list. I need to get that box set from the Black Album era, with the VHS and stuff and the laminate. I really need to get that one day. With the booklet and stuff, and the show and the VHSs in there have San Diego 92, Mexico City 93, and even Seattle 89, which is one of the best concerts ever. Sometimes I go back and forth. Sometimes I think San Diego 92 is better, but sometimes I think Seattle 89 is better, but I haven't listened to this yet, and one day I hope to find this one, but I think find the whole box set. But I think this CD, I think this is just Mexico City. It doesn't have the CD to San Diego or Seattle. I don't think Seattle and San Diego were ever released on a CD. Only the Mexico City was released on a CD here for the box set. But yeah, I will listen to this eventually, guys. I will. Look at Jason Newsted with the short hair there. Little did we know at that time that the whole band would cut their hair in 3 years. But yeah, that's for another time. But yeah, so anyways, guys, that is it for all my CD/cassette pickups for today. This was, like I said, this was a very busy week for me, record shopping. Very good stuff I got, I think. Give me your thoughts in the comments on what you think on these albums. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, tune in for part 2 and part 3. Part 2 will be all the vinyls I got this past week. So yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Hope you like these albums I got. Give me your thoughts, and I will see you guys later. Peace.